Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about this picture right here. I know you guys have seen it floating around the internet, and I've seen it floating around the internet for a couple years now, and I've always wondered, who is that? What happened to them? It's part of a photo shoot. Like, what is this picture? It's so eerie and just haunting just to look at it, and I've always wondered where it came from. So today I'm going to be telling you who this is, where it came from, and how this happened. Before we jump into that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, because you know you do. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what else you guys would like to see from me in my channel. Turn on your post notifications to know every time that I post and go live on YouTube, you know. And without further ado, let's get right onto the picture. Okay, so let's hop right into this. So I'm gonna be getting my information and using a ranker to tell you guys who this person is in this photo and why did it look like that. So let's get right into it. So on November 13th, 1985, the Nevado del Ruiz, a highly active volcano in Colombia, erupted, melting glaciers and sending torrents of mud and debris into the villages at its base. 13-year-old Omayra Sanchez, along with her family, was trembling in her home as one of these torrents literally wiped the town of Omayra, where they live, from the map. Buried beneath the roof of her home, the trapped Colombian girl yelled for aid workers to free her from the muck. And they tried, but unbeknownst to workers, Sanchez's legs were pinned beneath a brick door and being clutched tightly by one of her dead family members. There was no way to save Omayra Sanchez's life in the aftermath of the 1985 Nevado del Ruiz eruption. Lucid for nearly 60 hours after the quake, Sanchez joked with the workers as they tried to save her life, and as the explosion began to overtake the young girl and the reality that she was going to die set in, Sanchez told her mother goodbye and asked workers to let her rest. Frank Horner, a French photographer, captured Omayra Sanchez's last moments in a haunting photograph, the picture that you see right here. Her eyes red, hands white. In the photograph, Omayra Sanchez issues a haunting call to the world for a help that would never come. Foreigner won the 1986 World Press Photo of the Year for the image. Okay, so it said that Omayra's legs were being held down by a brick door and clutched in the arms of her dead aunt, and the workers couldn't get her out. So that's crazy. So the photo and this video documentation of it, which I hopefully can insert in here. The clips you're about to see is of the workers trying to pull Omayra Sanchez out of the water.
Cuando salga, me tomen una con la cámara, que salga yo triunfante.
Of Sanchez's descent from calmness into agony over the course of 3 days. So she was in this predicament for 3 whole days. Someone's hanging onto her leg is getting crushed by a brick, and they can't get her out. So for 3 days she's stuck like this, guys. So how is it possible that no one could have saved her? Why are people taking pictures instead of getting her out of the brutally cold waters and debris of the volcanic eruption? So though she was mobile from the waist up, Sanchez's legs were again pinned beneath a door made of bricks, and the arm of her dead aunt were intertwined around them, clutching them tightly. Rescuers who repeatedly attempted to pull her up from the rubble discovered it was impossible to get her out without breaking or amputating her legs, and they did not have the medical supplies to do so. And each time they tried to save her, workers caused the water to rise, around her a little higher until they had to put her body in a tire so she wouldn't drown. As her skin turned white, her eyes reddened, and she began to hallucinate, relief workers decided the most humane course of action would be to let her die. Which she did, after being pinned beneath the rubble for nearly 60 hours. So one of the most chilling things about Omayra Sanchez's slow descent into death, along with the fact that she was surrounded by workers who could not save her life, was that she was totally lucid for most of the unimaginable ordeal. So she talked and joked with workers around her, ate sweets, sang songs, and reflected on her situation. As she began to come to terms with her own impending death, the little girl began to say her goodbyes, bidding her mother adios. As she neared death, the 13-year-old began to hallucinate, worrying that she was going to be punished for missing school. A New York Times article from the day she died, November 16, 1985, reports that when she died at 9:45 a.m. today, she pitched backward in the cold water, an arm thrust out, and only her nose, mouth, and one eye remained above the surface. Someone then covered her and her aunt with a blue and white checkered tablecloth. So Omayra Sanchez's horrific death drew sharp criticism from around the globe. Why have the citizens of Omayra and other surrounding towns not been properly warned about the threat posed by the Navidad del Ruiz? Why haven't they been evacuated? Why, when they had seen the 13-year-old was trapped, the top government officials not make a priority to helicopter in the life-saving supplies rescue workers needed to help her out? Why were there no military police sent to help out? And in all, around 23,000 people died because of the Colombian government's failure to do these things. For their part, officials denied the idea that they didn't do all they could. General Miguel Vega Uribe, Colombia's Minister of Defense at the time, said he understood the criticism, but Colombia was an underdeveloped country and didn't have that kind of equipment. Omayra Sanchez's optimism in the face of her death and frank foreigners' haunting photography of it issued a call for attention to the world. For their part, Colombia now has the Directorate for Disaster Prevention and Preparedness to help prevent future unnecessary disasters of this magnitude. Those are questions I would like to know. Why didn't they send out for help from other countries to come aid? Why didn't they get a helicopter for someone to bring the stuff they needed for them to get her out? She could have still been alive. She might not have had her legs, but she would have been alive to this day. And it makes no sense why they didn't do these things. Why they decided to let this poor 13-year-old girl be in this volcanic mess in cold water for 60 hours to hallucinate. The only one in there, it makes no sense. Like, why? So yeah, that was Omayra Sanchez. That's the girl in the picture. If you guys have seen it before, if you guys haven't, now you guys know. You guys little more about something today. If you guys like that, make sure to give this video a fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more of me, because you know you do. And comment down below what else you guys like to see from my channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications to know every time that I upload or go live on YouTube, because you should. And I will see you, my friends, in another video. Bye, friends.